All right, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt. To speed things along a little bit, I decided to do a little bit off screen. And what we did is our little band of Hal, Saren, Lufric, and Urbend headed back to Barrymore and spoke to Grigory about their discovery of a troll lair, actually 2 trolls in their lair. And they convinced him, I did all the rolling, off camera to speed it up a little bit. Wanted to get a little bit of action in here because I felt like it's been dragging a little bit. Anyway, so I went ahead and rolled off screen, and Grigory was very interested. I actually rolled a double sixes on, or I rolled a 12, 2 6s on the reaction table to see if he was interested in the fact that within 4 hours or 3 hours or so, there is a lair with 2 trolls inside of it. He was very interested. And then the idea popped in my head that, you know, maybe the town might offer up some of that militia to go help him. And lo and behold, I rolled again, and I rolled 2 5s. So again, very positive. The town offered up, and I rolled 2d4 because the town militia is 10 halflings as it was listed in the book. And I didn't want to use the whole militia. I thought that'd be silly that the town would throw the whole militia. So I rolled 2d4 and I got a result of 5. So half of the militia is being granted as support, cannon fodder, to go help remove this troll problem. Let's see. So one thing I did want to roll, now that they're talking about trolls, and they're getting, you know, input from the city council or the town council. Does anybody know anything about trolls? And I'm just going to do a straight roll here, just with my usual oracle. Yes, no, whichever one is high will decide. That is a no. Unfortunately, no one has messed with trolls that lives in the town of Barrymore. So the next things I need to do is I need to come up with the halfling militia, and to do that I decided to grab another fine resource. If you've been around the OSR for a while, you've probably seen this book by New Big Dragon, Richard LeBlanc. This one here has a great list of monster tables, and because our current rule set does not actually have a listing for halflings, I think I could probably wing it, but I'm trying to do things quasi-officially. So I looked it up in here, and lo and behold, they do have a entry for halfling militia. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this out and figure out all of the statistics for my halflings, and I will be right back. So I've gone ahead and figured out my halfling militia. I've rolled pretty well for their hit points, rolling average or above for everybody. Their militia, they use, this uses the old way of descending armor class, which is a 7. You convert that to ascending, that becomes a 12. And they all have some sort of weapon. I would suppose some of them have spears, some of them have swords. Doesn't really matter, it all does D6. So, all right, so that is my halfling militia here. And now we need to do the troll. And using the troll, I've named them Jim and Lucy because I thought it was kind of funny. I believe a troll has 6 D6, well, 6 hit dice plus 3. In old school D&D, that is die 6s. So I will roll this once for each one. Here we go with Jim plus 3. So we've got 9, 10, for 15. That'll be a total of 18. Somebody will check my math and tell me I'm wrong. Once again, I said this in the comments on a previous video. Matt does not do math. Oops. All right, so 5, 10, 15, 17, 20. 20. See, I almost messed up my math there. All right. So now that we have the 2 groups together, then we got to go to our next step. In the interest of being extremely cheap, I have purchased these wonderful little colored cubes, and I am going to use those for miniatures to execute my battle here. Now, I've never really described what this area looks like. I did say it was a clearing, so I'm going to do a few things to randomly generate the battlefield. First of all, I think that there is probably going to be a ridge line that will be an overwatch area that looks down, and the reason for that is, well, I want it to be an interesting combat. So I'm going to roll a d4, and we're going to place the troll, I don't know what you want to call it, the troll pit right there. That'll just signify where they kind of, the center area of their little clearing that they live in. And then I'm going to roll a d4 to determine where this ridge is. The ridge will basically run the length of one side. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 2. So my ridge line is going to be here. And I'm just throwing this together uber fast so that I can have something that will be sort of an interesting area for the combat. Now, I also think that there should probably be some bushes or something. If you remember, this was a swamp, and swamps have crap everywhere. So I am going to roll some dice. I'm going to use d6s, and actually I don't want that many. I'm going to roll 5 d6s, and where they land on the board is where I'm going to put... Thank you, Mr. T does not accept that my game. He doesn't think that it's very fun. Yes, buddy, go away. That's right. We only do professional productions here. So I'm going to roll this, and I'm going to set this up a little bit because I know dice like to roll all over the damn place and mess things up. So here we go. Those two didn't roll on there. Oh, well, I don't like that one. Okay. So, and this is a tool of something that I sort of seen in a book called Into the Weird and Wild. And what they did is they basically took this, and this was the size of a location. So I'm going to kind of do something similar to that. This is going to be a small tree. And if you've ever seen trees, we all know that trees have tree trunks. So that is potentially something that somebody could hide behind. This one is a little bit bigger. That one should have been a little bit bigger too. And this one, I am going to suppose it is a clump of trees. Now, there's no real rhyme or reason to this. I'm just kind of throwing things on the map to make it a little bit more interesting, so that as a player, this can be a little bit more interesting for Matt. All right, now I also think that because this is a swamp, there should probably be some swampy puddles or water hazards in this map as well. So I think that there should probably be D4 water hazards. I get 3, and what I'm basically going to do is roll again to get the distance, or I'm sorry, the cardinal. I guess it's not cardinal. Yeah, I guess it is north, south, east, and west. All right, so here's the first one. This one is going to be to the west, and I'm just spitballing it here. So this is going to be 0, and this is going to be 4. All right, so we're going to put, there is a body of water here, and I'm going to do another one. That one is in the same area, and it is a little bit farther away. I'm actually going to make this, and I'm going to connect it, because if you've ever been to a swamp, which I've only been there a handful of times, swamps suck, and there's water everywhere, and it's all connected. All right, so that's 2. Shoot, what did I roll? I think I rolled 3. One more, 2. So this will be this way. And again, this is 0, this is 4. Where is it at? Oh, this one is close. Apparently these trolls like their water. All right, so here, let's make this real old school. We'll put some little watermarks in there. Look at that. This is a tutorial on how to make a map in 3 seconds. Okay, maybe more like 3 minutes. All right, so one last thing I want to throw in, because I think battlefields need to be kind of interesting, is boulders. Everybody should have boulders that they can hide behind for cover. So I'm going to say, similar to what I just did, how many boulders are there? Woo, there are 4. Again, I'm going to start with 1. This one is this direction, and it is very close. I guess I should have probably rolled how big it is. That's okay. Got boulders and cracks in them. All right, so the next one is this direction. Where's it at? I think that would be right around in that same area. How big is it? It's pretty biggin. That's right, I said biggin. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to do one more just because the battlefield's starting to get a little crowded. Good, this is down here. It's a little close. That's okay. Oh, I forgot to roll how big it was. Well, you know what? You get what you pay for. Free admission, here you go. All right, so I'm going to pause here very briefly and beautify the map. All right, so here we are back at the combat. I've already rolled and determined that the trolls are hanging out at their camp. I'm going to do a quick thing real quick just to see if they are sleeping. And I'm going to, we know they're at their camp. So our guys are coming here specifically to ambush them. So needless to say, they probably would enter the area very cautiously, planning to ambush these guys. So we're hoping that they catch them asleep. So we're going to roll to see if this guy is sleeping, using my oracle again. And that is a yes. This guy is sleeping. Is this one? Yes. Whew. All right. That is good news for our band of fellows. Just a moment here. Given the fact that they don't know to use fire, I can only imagine this will go poorly. But hey, player knowledge, right? All right, so I've got my little heroes here, and I've labeled them all with their initials so I can keep track of them. I'm playing this out a little bit more than I probably would. Usually I'd probably just do more of a theater of the mind, but I wanted to make it a little more interesting for you guys. So I know that, which one of them? Somebody has a missile weapon, don't they? Oh my gosh, none of my people. No, wait, here we go. Urban does. So Urban is going to, and since they're sleeping, I'm not going to make them check. He is going to come here and attempt to get a sling attack. And that's one thing I forgot to mention on my halflings. Halflings are notoriously good with slings. So I'm going to roll really quick to see if any of our militia here are competent with a sling. I'm going to roll once for each of them. If we get a yes, then they carry a sling with them. This guy has a sling, so he can attack with his sling. This guy, no. Yes. No. And the last one here. Yes. All right, so I've got 3 that have slings and can use them for missile weapons. All right, so naturally, that means Urban thinks that he's going to take 2 of these sling bearers and position them up here. And then they are going to, the other ones, well, let's do one thing really quick. Naturally, the way I laid it out, you would assume that we came into the clearing area this way. But I'm going to roll just for shits and giggles. Which direction is the town? All right, so the town is that way. So I'm going to do one real quick thing. Yeah, that's right. I made sound effects. All right, so I moved it there. All right, so Urban goes up there with 2 of them. And then Saren is going to start here with one of the hobbits with him. Hal wants to try, he's going to start down there as well with one of the hobbits. His plan is, if you notice, he has the ultra useful light spell. He is going to try to cast light on one of those guys and blind them. And then, let's see. Oh, wait, there we go. Sorry, I got my initials messed up here. Hal, the magic user. And Lufric is here with, actually, Lufric is going to take 2 of them. Their plan is to rush in and engage them in melee. All right, so I'm going to move this here so that we have These are our halflings. This is Jim and Lucy. All right, so we're going to start combat here. And the way we're going to start is we're going to see if they are, you know what? They're surprised. They're sleeping. So they're sleeping, and my pals right here, Urban is going to attempt to hit them with his sling. Now, he's a human, so he doesn't get any bonuses. He has no bonus to hit, and the trolls have an armor class of 15. Now, me as a GM, because they're sleeping, prone, I would give my guys a +4 to the roll. That's just me. I don't even know if that's in the rules, but that's kind of how I roll. It's kind of easy to hit somebody sleeping. Not only that, but trolls are big. So he's going to get a +4 to hit, and he does not. The other two halflings with him are also going to swing their slings and try to let loose some sling stones. Oh, critical hit. And the way I do critical hits is it's double damage. I don't do that rolling damage twice crap. You're going to roll once. And you know what? Now that I think about it, what is it? A sling is just D6? Look at me. I am prepared. Really, I am. Sling, stone, D6. All right. So this fine young model citizen of a halfling manages to do a whopping 2 points of damage. This is Jim. So he hits Jim with a sling stone right upside his noggin. Jim roars in pain, and he is going to, the other halfling here is going to lob one also at Jim. And he misses, unfortunately. And let's see. Hal is going to cast light on Jim as well. It's just the closest one. And the light spell in white box, I do not believe, gets a saving throw or anything. It actually doesn't say. Targets a person or object and then produces light as bright as a torch with a radius of 20 feet. No saving throw. You notice there is no saving throw or anything like that. So he casts light, and he's going to do it right on Jim's nose. So that immediately goes into effect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Jim a -4 because of light on his nose. It makes it very difficult for him to see, but it does not blind him. I know in other games, because you don't get a saving throw in white box, I think it's a little unfair to cast light on their eyeballs. So he casts it on the end of his nose like Rudolph, and he starts glowing brightly, and it will definitely affect his ability to see anything. All right, and Lufric charges in, and I'm not really caring about distances too much because I think these guys would position themselves within enough distance that they could charge in and engage in combat. So Lufric charges in. The halflings will come right after him. Lufric is a bit of a gung-ho guy, and he actually charges across the water, splashing. Halflings are dainty little fellows that are a little bit more concerned about their feet, so they're going to run around and engage. Lufric will attack with his sword, and he fails. This is going to go so badly. All right, quickly followed by these two halflings, and he misses, and he hits, and he will do D6 with his sword. He does 4 points of damage to Mr. Jim. All right, and then Saren and his halfling will charge in. Saren charges in, and then his halfling comes up right behind him. Saren attacks Lucy and misses. The halfling attacks Lucy. The halflings are kicking ass. You guys suck. All right. Damn it. Wasteful. All right. So, a quick check, really quick. If I remember the troll regeneration rules, they regain 3 points per round. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do that at the end of the first round, not the surprise round. All right. So next round, I'm going to do initiative real quick. I do group initiative. Good guys are always blue. If you remember my oracle, good is we're the good guys. The bad guys are red. Come on. Oh, tied. All right, so if you also listen to Tale of the Manicore, you know what that means. Everybody goes at the same time. So since there's only 2 of them, we're going to go ahead and execute. Jim is going to, let's see, there are 2 halflings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He doesn't like that first halfling. That must have been the one that laid a nice blow on him. He is going to attack that halfling. Halfling has an armor class of 12. Oh, it is a bad day for the halfling. All right, damage is D6 plus 2. Jim swipes out, and completely obliterates this halfling. That's this guy right here. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Completely obliterates halfling number 1. He is now a troll kebab. All right. They only get 1 attack. Lucy will now go. She has 2 in front of her. 1, 2, 3. Wait, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. She is attacking Saran. And she rolled a 7. He has an armor class of 14. She misses. All right. Now we're going to start over here. Lufric, undaunted, is going to swing his mighty sword and attempt to cut down Jim. And he fails. Shit. All right. Halfling there will attempt to do the same. And he misses. Whew, this is not going to go well. I made a slight mistake, and I have to go back just slightly because I forgot initiative happens at the exact same time. So this halfling also gets to attack before he is obliterated. And he actually hits. So he hits Jim. Woo! And then immediately is turned into a troll kebab. All right, so these guys are going to attempt to launch in some missile sling attacks as well. Let's go with Urban first. Oh, yes. Let's say he'd probably go with Jim because they seem to be doing good on Jim here. So that is 8. So he actually cuts down Jim. Jim goes to 0, which is good for a moment. All right, the other halflings will immediately try to engage Lucy. That is a miss. Woo! That is a gaming faux pas, but a miss as well. Hal here is going to run in half-heartedly and not quite make it to the combat because, you know, he's a mage. He doesn't want to get in this shit. All right, so that ends the second round. Unfortunately, that means Jim starts to come back and Lucy is back at full. Now, I'm going to roll real briefly here. I think I'm going to use probably the loyalty. Where's that at? Let me see if I can find it. No, maybe I'll just do the reaction. What I'm trying to decide is 41 is where the loyalty is. I'm trying to decide how brave my little halflings are that see this thing. You know what? I don't think I'm going to roll the loyalty. I don't like that table. I think I'm going to roll this one here. And these guys have never seen this creature before. So what I'm going to use this for, I'm going to use this kind of as a reaction for the 2 halflings that are close. Think about it in terms of real life. If you saw your buddy that you've lived in town with your whole life get clobbered by a troll and killed in 1 hit, and then magically you guys are able to cut down the troll, and then it starts to reconstitute and grow itself back. I think that would be some PTSD-inducing shit. So we're going to see what these folks think about that. They're pretty negative on this. They're not too happy about this. I think I'm going to roll for both of them. That's for him. The other one is a little bit better. He's uncertain. So this guy here is sticking in the battle. This one here is actually going to withdraw a little bit. He's not so sure of what's going on. I don't know if that means he's leaving the battlefield. I'm just trying to add a little bit of NPC interaction with this here. All right, so let's go to the next round. This is going to be initiative. And the bad guys win, unfortunately. All right, so he stepped back. So Jim, now I'm going to use a little bit of DM, I don't know what you want to call it, DMing decision here. If he was cut down this last round, you would assume he was dead laying on the ground. So he gets his 3 health back. I don't think that means he can jump right back up and immediately start hacking. So I'm actually going to delay his action to the end of this round. I'm going to say he automatically loses initiative because he started the round prone. So I don't think he should be able to get up and immediately attack. I mean, this isn't, you know, a video game where they just pop back up and bling and go right back into combat. So he is going to lose initiative to Lufric. Lucy, however, she's still going healthy. She's full on healthful and ready to lower people's hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's going after the halfling. Apparently, oh, that's not good. That halfling's dead. We're going to kill that halfling. That halfling becomes another troll kebab. All right. So then Lefric is going to go, and he is going to try to... He's probably in a little bit of shock because Jim is starting to rise up on his hands and knees and about to, you know, is probably howling at him. Ah! He attacks it, and he is shaken and misses. And Saran is going to try to cut down Lucy, and he misses. I'm going to roll for Hal here. Hal is a mage, and I think that he has probably not seen a lot of action, and I think it is probably likely, or I don't know if you can see that, likely that he is going to back off from this. This does not seem like a winnable thing to him. So I'm trying to judge what him as a character would do. And he actually stops right there and doesn't engage. He stops at the edge of the water and he looks over at Jim starting to get up and stand. And he is like, WTF. All right, so now my halflings here are going to open fire. They've got a little bit clearer shot of Lucy, so I think they're going to all 3 attack Lucy. Oh my gosh. All right, so that is Urban, and he does 8 points of damage, knocking her down to 12. This other halfling. Oh, it was so close. Did you see that shit? This one goes. Oh, and he misses. All right. And now Jim is still on his hands and knees, but he lunges at Lufric, and attacks him. And misses. Whew, thank God. All right. Next round. I think everybody's gone. Let's see if this guy... Well, let's roll initiative first. Oh, God. Dang it. All right. Jim is going to swipe at Lefric again. Oh, why did you land there? Okay. All right, Lefric. It's nice. Oh, that is exactly his hit points. Shoot. Lefric goes down. In this game, you don't get death saving throws. Lefric is now dead. Lefric falls back into the water with a splash. He is done for. Lucy will take on Saran now. So the way I do fumbles is the same way that they handle them in Tale of the Manticore. So she will lose her next turn. Just making a note there. All right, so Saran, what that basically means is like she slipped, she lost her balance. If she was carrying a weapon, she might have dropped it and have to spend the next round getting back up and grabbing it or something like that. But in any case, Lucy loses her action this round, and she loses her action next round. All right, so Saran misses. Hal actually is a little bit shocked at what just happened to Lufric. And he's actually going to run around this way and see if there's anything he can do to help Lufric. This troll is got his eyes on that little halfling there. All right, so back down to here. Urban is going to try. Did I give them their hit points? Oh well, who knows? Try to hit Jim again, and he misses. This one will try to hit Jim as well and misses. This one will try to hit Lucy and misses. Now this halfling realizes that he's in deep doo-doo. So he is going to try to defend himself and attack Jim. Oh, and he hits Jim. And Jim dies again. He manages to lop off Jim's arm or something. Alrighty. So therein ends that round. Next round, Lucy gets her health back. And I think I'm going to stick with that. Just making a judgment decision here. The round you die, you don't get your hit points back. So he'll get his hit points back at the end of the next round. So he's out of action. Actually, they're both out. I don't need to roll initiative because if you remember, Lucy rolled a fumble. So this round, the party can go. Now, they've got a decision here. As a smart player, now that they've seen that, you know, Jim has come back from the dead once, I'm going to roll to see. I'm just going to roll straight to see if somebody shouts, you know, fall back, run away, or something to that effect, because I have a feeling if I was a player, I would know something was kind of wrong right now. So does somebody yell run away? And that is an affirmative. Now, I think this halfling here is already seeing the writing on the wall, and I think he just turns tail and runs. And let's see, what does Saren do? I think Saren might actually stay and fight one round. So I'm going to say yes. Saren is going to stay and fight. He's going to attack Lucy this round. And he misses. That may be a mistake, buddy. Hal, I don't even think there's any need to roll. He now realizes Lufric is dead, sees the halfling hightail it past him, and he is like, F this nonsense. And they both start running. He outruns the halfling because he's a halfling. These guys are going to... Jim is down, so they are going to attack Lucy. Come on, guys. You can take her out. That's a miss, Urban. Halfling. That's a miss. Oh, damn it. All right, initiative. Basically, this round will be Saren now probably notices Lufric is down. Hal is leaving. His halfling buddy, 2 halflings are dead. One is now vacating the battlefield. He realizes he's screwed. Oh, yeah. All right. Now, the cool thing about White Box is there's no such thing as attacks of opportunity. However, he was engaged in melee, and me as a GM, I would say him turning and running would give Lucy an attack. So I'm going to roll that. All right. So luckily, she misses, and Lufric runs his ass off. Yeah, so now my guys up on the hill are going to go again. They see Jim start to stir, but Lucy, obviously, they're trying to deter Lucy from following Saren, so they're going to shoot at her. That is a miss. That is a hit, right? Let me see. Yes, that is a hit. So the second halfling hits her for 2 points of damage. The other halfling will go now. And that is a hit as well. And that is for a measly 2 points of damage. All right. Let's see. I think Jim, obviously seeing that there is fresh morsel right here, because if you remember, He punted that guy, and she killed that one. Those are dead. I think it is likely that Jim sees dinner and doesn't feel the need to go out for dinner. So I think it's likely that he is going... Oops. I think it's likely that he is going to stay and not try to run after. And I am wrong. He's angry and pissed off. So he gets up and makes it about there because he's only got, or I guess he's got 3 hit points now. Oh, this could go bad. Let's see. Does she chase after him, or is she good with what they've got there? I'm going to roll this as a straight yes and no. Yes, she does run after him. Shitballs. This could go very badly. All right, initiative. All right, the good guys won. Thank goodness. All right, so Hal hightails it. Urban is going to try to hit Jim, and he does. And he eradicates Jim. He hits Jim, hits him in the head. Jim does a nice flopping over football tackle, ending in the dirt. And Urban and the halfling manage to run away. The other 2 halflings are going to try to take out Lucy. Come on, guys. Do we want to save Saren or not? Apparently not. There's 1. That's a hit. For 1. Oh, wait. She gets 3 hit points back. Shit. That goes back down to 13. All right. So let me check here real quick. I don't know what Troll's movement is. Oh my gosh. They're big. She's going to catch Saren. She catches Saren and attacks him. Well, Saren, it was nice knowing you, buddy. Yep. So she leaps on Saren and starts eating him. And I think these guys do not stop as they run back to town. And I think Urban says, holy shit, we are done. And they turn and run to town as well. So there you go. Our first combat. And as would be expected in an OSR game, we got fucked. So Urban and Hal will return back to town with 3 of the 5 halflings and their tail between their legs. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. That was our first combat. We're going to have to go back to Burrow more and regroup, collect up some more heroes. Maybe we'll have some stout halfling warriors that'll join us. And then we'll have a mighty group of a magic user, a thief, and some halflings. I don't know. We'll see. Nice knowing you, Lufric and Saran. Thanks for watching, everybody.